camera, so hopefully he continues to do well, because I think that's a fun deck to watch. There's the table, and there are the players. So, for those of you just joining us, I'm Joey Pasco here with Adrian Sullivan. We're in Boston, Massachusetts. And,
that's right.
We're here at the StarCityGames.com Open Series, covering the standard portion, and on the left we have Gerard Fabiano. He is playing a Bant list, Bant Blade as it's been referred to.
Bant Blade.
And on your right we have Eric English playing a pretty classic rug list. It's gonna be some.
Now, one of the things I don't see is the Michael Jacob tech of Twisted Image.
Oh yeah, with Precursor Golem. What do you think? I mean, we'll maybe talk about this a little bit later. But did you see all those Golem creating cards in New Phyrexia?
I did see the Golem creating cards. Some of them seem really insane.
Yeah, it makes me kind of wonder: is there a list that, like, could you play? My idea was maybe some sort of like next level Bant kind of. Well, I guess it's not next level Bant, but it would be Bant colors with some of these Golem cards with something like Venser and some equipment to basically, because a lot of these creatures themselves aren't that impressive, but when they put Golems in play, they are. And then you play Stoneforge Mystic and some swords and things to use equipment to make those other creatures a little more threatening, and playing something like Venser with them, blinking them and giving you some more.
I can see that. I mean, it comes into play ability.
Right.
And it comes into play ability, that means you have two creatures when it comes into play.
Right.
I mean, I look at a card like Blade Splicer, which is a rare from this, and if you are a person out there that cares about spoilers, you might want to close your ears for a couple of seconds. But it's a 1/1 for 3 for white and 2 that puts a 3/3 Golem into play, and all Golems get first strike.
Yeah,
so what you're talking about is a 3/3 first striker and a 1/1 for 3 mana. That seems really great, particularly if you want to abuse it with flicker effects like Venser.
Right. I mean, another one was Mimic Vat, which I could see being pretty good.
Oh, Mimic Vat. I love Mimic Vat.
Yeah. So this is just things I was thinking about when I was seeing all these Golem cards, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's a deck. Maybe it's more like the allies of this set, where it's like, it's kind of a deck, but it doesn't really do well. But I don't know. It's something to think about. And you could play Precursor Golem as well.
Raging Ravine from Eric English. And on the other side we have a Razor Thicket. Or a Seachrome Coast, my bad. Lotus Cobra. The threatening turn 2 play that Rug can put down. Gerard. A base green deck here, starting off looking like Pawblade.
Yeah. And we have Stoneforge Mystic. I wonder if Gerard actually likes to kind of play it this way, if he can, to make it look like it is Callblade, because I'm sure if Eric doesn't know what Gerard's playing, he thinks he's playing against Callblade right now. And I don't know how much of an advantage that can give him, and how long he can even keep that up until he has to drop something that produces green mana. But
I don't know that it's an advantage unless you've got a weak draw, where you might do that with a slight weak draw so that they don't know about it for game 2. But for game 1, you really want to be, pushing both sides of your envelope.
Right.
Eric English, turn 3.
Gerard grabbed a Mortar Pod, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct. Forest, only access to 4 mana. Explore can change that. His pool currently empty. Could make 5 mana here if he has a sack land.
I think I see Forest, Bolt, Explore, and I'm not sure what else. Mountain. There's a mountain.
And there's another Explorer, I think.
Yep.
Now look at this. He's got 5 land access.
I think he's got Fetch, Forest.
There it is.
And
Fetch.
Bolt in his hand.
So he can produce 5 mana here.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's just going to rage with that Ravine. Yeah, that's what it looks like. He just pushed it up. He's putting a count on it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Because I don't think he has any gas. I think he's got Bolt in his hand, and that's it. And a Forest, I think.
about how crazy this is, though, that it's turn 3.
Yeah.
Turn 3, and he's got 5 lands out, and he attacked with one of them.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts.
With the Lotus Cobra having done its work, Gerard happily trades, and Eric happily offers the trade. Stoneforge Mystic blocking the Lotus Cobra. And now the jig is up. Shows a forest. What have you got there, sir? Asks Eric English. Mortar Pot is in Gerard's hand amongst other cards. I think we might see. There's Little Jace. Little J says, I will draw a card. Now, with an empty board, I mean, this is really demanding of Eric. Hey, lay an Inferno Titan or attack my Jace right now.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Gerard would not want to see an Inferno Titan hit the board right now.
Right, but he's
the
kind
rest
of
of it,
forcing him,
he would actually be, I think, okay with the entire turn being taken up to attack that Jace.
Yeah, it looks like that's what's happening.
Here it comes. Jace dies. Lightning Bolt is back with a land that he could use to make a Lightning Bolt. Now, to be fair, we are talking now about a 5/5 Ravine, which can become 6/6 on the attack.
Yeah. As soon as it's relevant, it's going to be 6/6 because I don't think he's using it to block. He's certainly not using it this turn to block. So Gerard fetches.
He's like, hey, you got that land. That's what you got. That's what you got, says Eric. You got it.
Yeah.
I think that's the conversation that's happening. No, I'm still searching, says Gerard. I believe that I'm... Okay. Gets a forest. He's like, is that how you want to play, man?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they could be saying entirely different things.
I know, it's
but
fun.
I'll put this in there.
You like to put words in my mouth. It's actually something my friends and I used to do, like just turn it on TV and mute it and put words in it. Kind of fun. Usually, it's especially entertaining when their facial expressions and their movements make it look like they did say what you said they said. But anyway, back to the game. We have a Big Jace.
Big Jace.
Which explains probably why Gerard was fine with Eric taking down Little Jace, because he thought, yeah, spend your turn, kill my Little Jace, then I'll play Big Jace. Now, what does he do here?
He does the Brainstorm. This does mean that Eric can just bolt
kill
that Jace and then attack again and make it a 6 to the dome to knock Gerard to 8. Now, Gerard, supporting 3 colors, does not have any tectonic edges here. Here comes a Lotus Cobra. And makes this work. Attacks and kills the Jace.
Right,
holding on to that Lightning Bolt in hand. Says go. With that fetch land in play, he can cast a Mana Leak. Lots of stuff is possible here.
Yeah. This is the power of the Rug deck, I think. Just all the options available.
Celestial Colonnade for Fabiano. Tries a Bird of Paradise. That's looks like a nice bird.
Yeah.
Another Bird of Paradise.
Bird. Too bad he didn't have a Vengevine in the graveyard.
I think I see a Stoneforge Mystic in his hand. Might be a Caw. Stoneforge Mystic. He already has a Mortar Pot in hand. Getting sort of Feast and Famine.
So Gerard now with plenty of blockers for any Raging Ravines that decide they want to rumble a little bit.
At the same time, a Inferno Titan is particularly devastating right now.
Yeah.
we see the bolts.
So he may have Inferno Titan here.
Here they come. 7-7.
You are involved in $10 draft number 5. Please come to the front registration. You are involved in $10 draft number 5.
Takes it all. Takes 9, goes to 5.
Wow, that's a little bit of a surprise.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sun Titan hit the table at this point.
I'm trying to see what he could have Elspeth and make some dudes. Gideon seems like a decent defense, I suppose. But kind of curious as to Gerard's plan here, taking all that damage when he seems to have plenty of mana, and those birds are particularly vulnerable to Inferno Titan. At this point, Gerard's particularly vulnerable to Inferno Titan.
It'd be pretty awesome to see an Elspeth Turrell right now.
Yeah.
So there's the first Squadron Hawk. This can buy some time. Checks his hand size, makes sure he's not going to overload. Okay. Gets the full set. Four of a kind.
The Squadron Flock.
Contemplating his options here.
Yeah, he's in a pretty, I don't know, a precarious situation being at 5 life. Eric, I mean, he has, obviously, Gerard has some chump blockers now, but it's just gonna, it's really just kind of giving him another draw step, which, oh, is that Mortar Pot?
5 mana?
Was that 5?
6 mana?
Yep. Is it Elspeth? I thought it was a Mortar Pot. Like, why did he just play that much?
Elspeth, we were talking a moment ago. Is that him?
Yeah.
Looks like
Gerard
he's put
tokens?
3 copies of himself into play.
Good. He's a soldier. Alright, so he says, yeah. Alright, I'm ready to rumble in the red zone.
Now, if Eric still has that bolt, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Inferno Titan at this point is just kill your opponent.
Yeah.
Or bolt. That works too.
Yeah. It's kind of like, good, put out blockers. Block my lightning bolts.
Okay.
Well.
So Gerard goes to his sideboard with access to... Thrun seems okay.
Mm-hmm.
Baneslayer seems pretty good. Flash Freeze seems pretty solid. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Luminarch Ascension.
Huh. I never really thought about Luminarch Ascension versus Drug. With all the, with the bolts and the Lotus Cobras and of course, the Inferno Titans.
Well, I mean, the thing is that if you can suppress that early Lotus Cobra, then you really are only talking about Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
And Lightning Bolt is going to want to take out cards like Fauna Shaman.
Yeah, he's not going to want to point it at his face.
I would be expecting 2 Ousts to come in as well, to be able to have a little bit more action against an early Lotus Cobra.
Right, exactly. No, Linvala. Not particularly effective. Just having some trouble reading Gerard's handwriting.
Yeah, Gerard's handwriting is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I think that's the phrase.
Is that naturalized? I thought it's similar.
That is naturalized.
It looked like it said wash list.
Meanwhile, Eric English, I think we're gonna see some pyroclasms, perhaps.
Yeah. Maybe some tumble magnets. We did see some. If he, just to hold off the sword of the creatures, I guess. Obstinate Bailoff. A lot of people seem to be running that, and I guess it's just to face against the discard of the Sword of Feast and Famine.
Can also just be pretty effective, just to be like turn 3 Bailoff against a lot of opponents.
Yeah.
Bill, Justin, Jeremy, John, and Brian. If you award food from Bravo, you can not pay them, otherwise we're going to eat it.
Okay, Gerard puts some finishing touches on his sideboarding, it looks like. Gerard, an old New York pro who still plays in the Pro Tour. One of my favorite Magic players in, I think, quite a long time. I think I first met him in New York City at Neutral Ground, the famed gaming establishment that at the time was still being run by Brian David Marshall. Gerard lost in the finals of the PTQ that I was judging. Gerard was playing Pro Tour Junk, the deck that I invented a billion years ago, and he lost to Trix. And he lost to Trix based on a rules mistake.
Oh.
He should have won and qualified, but nevertheless, he pushed through and later on qualified, and ended up being someone that we became really used to seeing on the Pro Tour.
Probably never made that rules mistake again either.
It was the Necropotence end of turn. Mm-hmm. He had the opportunity to use Cursed Scroll, and he let his opponent discard.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And so instead of killing his opponent, he could get his opponent down to 2.
Yeah, it's some interesting thing. The end of turn thing, I think, is always it's always fishy around. I feel like the things that you can do at end of turn, during end of turn,
I think that Gerard was probably a teenager, maybe like 14, 15 at the time. So, okay, opening hands have been pulled up. They both like it. Gerard goes with Celestial Colonnade. Eric, I think, will start with Islands. Preordain.
Another comment on Twitter, actually, which is interesting. And when Gerard played that Elspeth before, why didn't he +2 it and gain a bunch of life? He did have a lot of guys in play. He didn't have the tokens at the time, because that was what he used the Elspeth for. But
I think that perhaps he didn't do that because he felt like he had to stabilize the board. Didn't want to lose a bird or a caw. Mm-hmm. Actually, his birds were tapped, so he would have only had 1 caw to protect himself.
He needed to play the birds to play the or tap the birds to play the Elspeth.
That's right.
Okay.
So speaking of, here is a
Some
caw.
Yeah.
On the other side of the table, Lotus Cobra. There it is, Lotus Cobra. Gerard untaps with a quickness. Will we see an oust? Or will we just push on through? Journey.
Bring it over here. Loco has been taken
The
care
journey
of.
is a main deck journey.
Yeah. Seems like a good answer to a Lotus Cobra. And Explore from Eric.
Now Gerard is sitting in a pretty sweet spot now.
He gets a preordain from that Explorer.
Even with those 2 lands,
Eric
he's got
2 lands.
no real pressure from his opponent. A mana advantage, certainly, but nothing too scary. And another Squadron Hawk.
Putting Eric on the Squadron clock. So I know, alright, so Eric has a Lightning Bolt, a Preordain, I believe a Mana Leak as well.
Gerard with 2 mana open. Preordain. we're still waiting for this preordain. It's a hard one.
Yeah. Apparently.
Both on top.
Yeah. I think those are usually the hardest ones when you're like, I want both
Do I
of
see
these.
do I see an acidic slime?
I think you may have, because I feel like I saw it too.
Here comes 2. Chomp chomp on the life. A little discussion apparently about what the life totals are.
Right.
Take 2, go to 17.
I think he should be at 16, shouldn't he? Because didn't that Squadron Hawk attack twice? Because I thought maybe I'm wrong.
I think I marked it the wrong way. Sorry about that.
Another caw.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is at 16.
Okay.
I think as long as I'm at fine with so I guess I did put it down.
A 6th mana.
And there's
4 of it
for
for Jace. Mana back to cast Mana Leak. Mana Leak v Mana Leak, I think.
Yeah, leak your leak.
2 life for those 2 lands, though.
I can do that. I gotta go get a blue and
Now the question is he going to do the plus effect here? And probably plus himself with just a peeky peek on the top of his own library? Or is he going to resign the Jace to death? I imagine he's going to do +2 look at the top of his own library. Oh, his opponent's
Fate Seal it, okay.
Fate Sealing instead. To the bottom.
Puts it to the bottom.
I don't know how many cards Gerard has left in his hand, but depending on how many cards somebody has in their hand, that's usually when I decide to go for myself or go for my opponent.
That's interesting. I never really thought about that.
If they've got a lot of cards in their hand, I care a little bit less about what their top of their library is.
Right.
It does look like Gerard's got a kind of a grip there.
I think you just think about the last 3 turns, he's just pretty much played Squadron Hawks, and obviously those all kind of just added to his grip, so he didn't really have to spend any cards. I think he basically played Hawk, Mana Leak.
Yep. That's part of one of the reasons why I was imagining hitting yourself.
Yeah.
Now Eric is down to a pretty healthy 14 life. If Gerard were to, lose his mind and only attack Eric with these 3 Hawks, it would take him 5 turns to kill his opponent.
Yeah.
5 turns of free brainstorms is probably too much. So Gerard right now is trying to figure out what to do. He perhaps has a Vengevine in his hand, which would make things of interest. Okay. Okay, the camera went away for a second.
Yeah, and then I missed.
And then Jace died. What happened there?
Yeah.
The camera went away from the board, and I don't know.
3 Squadron Hawks just took out a Jace that had 5 counters on it, so we're trying to figure out what happened. Oh, is that what it was?
He cast a little Jace.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Little
Couldn't see it
Jace.
in the
There we
graveyard.
go. Okay.
He did it so fast, it looked like he was like, attack Jace, it's dead.
Right.
So, alright, so we have 5 mana for, there's the Acidic Slime, so we'll take out the Celestial Colonnade.
One less blue source.
And there's a...
Preordain. If you think about this board position here, Eric, and both go to the bottom with that Preordain, Eric has a strong mana advantage, but I mean, his life is dwindling.
All it's going to take, though, is 1 Inferno Titan to resolve.
And they come down to 8 for Eric English. And Gerard's still looking for mana.
Yeah.
24 lands in Gerard's deck. In comes the slime. Five mana.
And
Another
acidic
slime.
slime. Take out the opposing
Flash
so
freeze.
flash
stops
freeze.
it.
That'll help.
And Eric does not even apparently try to pretend he has a possible counterspell.
I was gonna
Eric
say, what he
uses
does
his
have
last
is a
card
lightning
to
bolt.
bolt, turning a 3-turn clock into a 4-turn clock.
Yeah, lightning bolt actually has a
Gerard thinking about that.
Yeah, he should still like when wasn't that bolt during the end of Eric's turn, or did he wait?
That was during the
until-
combat. That was during combat.
Okay. Man, these guys move so fast. I just saw the.
Down it goes. Eric down to 6. Bird of Paradise hanging back there. Lotus Cobra, but nothing else in hand. He does have a Raging Ravine in play that he could activate.
Yeah, but Lotus Cobra is not scary when you have no cards in hand and no fetch lands in play.
The next match players, Bravo People is here for Bill and Jackson.
Flash freeze on the Cobra anyway.
Flash freeze anyway. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at that because I would want to hold it for something more relevant.
In comes 6 damage, knocking Gerard to 11. He does actually look like he's losing this race. I think it's going to be a Vengevine for the win.
It'd be interesting. I really love Vengevine. That is one of my favorite cards ever. Definitely my favorite green card ever. I think it has a lot to do with not only the card itself, but the art is
Nope.
so good. No,
Jace. Fate Sealing. Knocks Eric down to 4. This Raging Ravine by itself can take out that Jace, but it does make a race situation not so great for Eric English.
Yeah, I feel like this is. I feel like he should probably just attack Gerard.
Players, penalty number 6, please report to Judge Rob.
Now, interestingly, that counterspell on the Lotus Cobra did set up the possibility for a Vengevine off the top to kill.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now Eric starts thinking about what his choices are here. He can kill the Jace and then knock Gerard to 9. But then if he does that, he does not have the kill for Gerard on the subsequent turn, which means Gerard will win the race. Alternately, he can go in, attack Gerard down to almost nothing, and then leave the Jace alone with a bird as a possible blocker.
Yeah.
This is a rough one. Eric's in rough shape here.
Eric cracks a fetch land. Which makes that lightning bolt he used on the Squadron Hawk all the more relevant.
Here comes the Ravine after the Jace. The Acidic Slime after Gerard.
I don't know, I think I would have been aggressive there. I mean, I know that's leaving Gerard with a Jace, but I think you make it so that Gerard has to like start playing defense rather than letting him get so close to winning. But I don't know. I mean, maybe that was the right play.
I mean, at this point, Ravine will become a 7, and the Acidic Slime will become a 2. So it is enough to kill Gerard in the next turn.
That's true, yeah. I always forget about... Well, I mean, I remember the Ravine grows, but I didn't do the math, and that actually makes a lot more sense.
Eric is knocked down to 1.
He tapped his blocker. There's the blocker.
Wait, it's going to be a Mortar Pod.
Yeah, if he kept it in.
If he kept it in.
It looked like he didn't because he...
Checking the sideboard.
He's like, let me look
there
at my...
it is in the sideboard.
Okay.
Unless he missed it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sort of feast and famine.
I thought for a second I was dead, but not quite yet. Not yet.
I'm surprised he wouldn't have left Mortar Pod in the main. It seems so good
What do
against
we have there? Is that a last
a
blade?
Squadron Hawk, I think.
Last call?
Surprised though, because he could have. That Mortar Pod just seems good against Lotus Cobras and.
Yeah, I like Mortar Pod.
Yeah,
I think Mortar Pod's really good against Lotus Cobra. Okay, he's looking for his path.
Wondering what Eric has in his hands.
How many cards you got? 12. A lot.
A billion. It might as well be.
Oh, is it going to be an Inferno Titans?
It is off the top.
Oh, wow. This game is not done. Yep, all of the Squadron Hawks
Killing the
die.
Flyers.
He
says go.
Looking for Ben Karasevich. Ben Karasevich, please come to the event stage. Your booster draft is waiting on you, Ben Karasevich.
All right. C-Chrome goes from Gerard. Not terribly exciting. Journey for the Inferno
Another
Titan.
journey.
That'll help.
Has to say go, though.
Mm-hmm.
2 blockers back. Eric's still thinking this is a rough one. I mean, he's at 1 life. Any creature will take care of him. I think he just has to go in with that Ravine and the Acidic Slime to kill the Stoneforge Mystic. But then actually, at that point, the Stoneforge Mystic can put the Sword of Feast and Famine into play.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
And then
Put it on the bird.
kill him with the bird.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's what Gerard's plan is anyway. I mean, I think Gerard's plan, no matter what, is to drop the use the Stoneforge Mystic to drop the sword in, and then
From the sideboards over there, we've got or from the side of the matches over here, Edgar Flores 5-0.
what are you playing?
Completely different build though.
Completely different.
Okay, in comes the Ravine for a total of 7, knocking Gerard, if he takes it, to bolt range. Block, yep. In comes the Sword of Feast and Famine, as we talked about.
Yep. That's what I think the plan was. I mean, now we
Cracks the
don't
land.
know what Eric has in hand. It may very well be a bolt to
Right, a bolt would be very, very scary here.
prevent that equipment.
However,
no,
Celestial Colonnade.
that will
That will take care of the business.
that's not so afraid of the bolt. I forgot that the Colonnade was even in play.
Oh, look at Gerard there. Whoa! That was...
He's putting the Mortar Pod back. That's what he's doing right now. At least that's my guess. All right, what do I take out from Mortar Pod? Eric looks like he didn't really make any changes. At least, if he did, it was a quick change. So Gerard's trying to figure out what to take out from Mortar Pod.
Yeah, he's like, I want to get that Mortar Pod back in there.
I I think he's probably shocked that he took it out. Like, what was I thinking? I don't know. Maybe he definitely had the win anyway. Just a couple turns earlier, if he would have kept that mortar butt.
Like, going back and just checking to see what he has. Eric English. I mean, I think that he's got to be thinking about pyroclasms as a possible board card. He brought in the slimes, certainly, but we didn't see a pyroclasm happen. Whatever Gerard took out to get that mortar pod back in. I mean, he's going to be on the on the draw here.
Yeah.
So if he happened to keep any mana leaks, I mean, mana leak is a good one to cut in this matchup for being on the draw.
Yeah, I agree.
He clearly still has some number of Jaces. Elspeth is an interesting card because Elspeth, it dodges a card like Flash Freeze if that's something you're concerned about. He did not see a Flash Freeze, I don't think, from Eric, did he?
There was definitely a Flash Freeze played, but it was Gerard playing it.
Yeah, Gerard played a Flash Freeze.
Well, he played two on Lotus Cobra and something else. So yeah, that's.
So the Elspeth might still, be something that he could expect to have be of use, because if Eric is not bringing in Flash Freeze, then he probably still has the mana leak and the access to in this case, deprive.
Right. Now, what is Eric even? If I were Eric, I don't even think I'd bring in Flash Freeze because it's just not hitting enough of the deck.
Right.
I mean, what has he seen that was even green so far?
He saw birds.
He saw birds, and that's it. I mean, I'm sure he expects that Gerard's playing.
Yeah, and if he's been
certain green cards,
and if he's been paying attention to various online sources, he probably then expects that that's a signal for Fauna Shaman.
Right. That makes sense.
But Fauna Shaman, again, if you've got access to the mana for Flash Freeze, you've got access to the mana for Mana Leak.
Yeah. So it's just going to be way more useful to play the mana leaks.
I see a Lotus Cobra in his hand. He's got a Raging Ravine as his start. Gerard on the other side of the table lays a burn.
Somehow without a land, but I assume he's
He had an Elvish Spirit Guide.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a forest.
Almost the same thing.
And Lotus Cobra coming from Eric English.
Does Gerard have a way to take care of it before it gets out of hand?
Oust.
Looks like
Nope,
another
bird go.
Oh, okay.
Mana for a counterspell.
That could be significant. I know there's another Lotus Cobra. I see Bolt, Leak, Cobra, Scalding Time, 2 Lotus Cobras in his hand. I want to say, unless he flipped them that fast that I thought it was. I thought one was 2, but I'm pretty sure he's got.
That's another Lotus Cobra.
He's got he's got Bolt, Leak, Time, Cobra. Again,
1 mana, 2 mana.
Explorer.
Cobra.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't see the Explorer.
What a scary space to be in right now. If you're Gerard.
Yeah, the thing is, as we were seeing earlier, and I feel like we've seen it a lot out of the rug decks today. They have the ones with all the gas with the turn 2 Cobra don't have any. With all the mana, with all the ramp, like turn 2 Cobra, they don't have any gas. They don't have the Titan or something to follow up with it. And he's got tons of mana, and all he has in his hand is a mana leak and a lightning bolt.
Yeah. It's a 3rd Cobra.
Yeah.
A lightning bolt. Bolt's one of those birds. He's trying to chop down some of that mana. Gerard does have a lot of mana of his own.
Yeah.
Gerard says, okay.
I wonder if that was Eric respecting the Elspeth there. I don't know. You know, he's
I
trying
think
to,
just trying to push the mana advantage is all he's doing there.
yeah. And I think he either drew another Cobra or an Explorer. Maybe I'm wrong.
Seachrome Coast for Gerard puts him at still 4 mana, just like last turn.
Maybe it was a Forest. Wow, I'm really having trouble telling what was drawn. Another Scalding Tarn, that's probably what it was. 3 Cobras.
And now pretty much all of the cards like Mana Leak, anything like that Gerard might have, just seem like it doesn't do anything.
So
Searches for land, gets 3 mana.
Probably just going to activate the Ravine.
Here comes the Ravine.
Gotta
Spend one
pay
more.
one, yeah.
There you go. Here they come. In for a grand total of 8. Next turn, that attack will actually become an attack for 11. Gerard
This is
thinking about, oh,
What a-
jeez, how did I get in this position?
Yeah, it's funny because you know you're worried about the Cobras because of the mana they can provide, but the fact is right now he's just killing him with their 2 power.
Yeah, well, and the help of that Ravine.
Ravine has something to do with it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's doubling the attack, right? 4 to 8.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
Celestial
Celestial
Purge. That was just devastating. No way to flash freeze that one. So even if Eric, I don't think Eric should bring it in, but it would take a.
But doesn't he have a mana leak in
Does he
hand?
have a mana leak?
He does, and he has the mana to he can crack
Wow.
a fetch
Well, he has
do
to
it.
crack the fetch land to do it. That
Yeah.
kills
his Lotus.
kills 3 of his mana.
Yeah. Just wonder though if that that like we were just saying, the Ravine was doubling the attack there and may have actually been better.
He just rolled a die. Is that to make a decision?
It may have been.
I think he might have used a die there to make a decision.
Yeah. So
I got 2 options. Not sure what to do. Let's roll a die.
yeah, even or odd.
Because as soon as he rolled that die, then he went to his
Yeah,
deck and
it's
started
like-
doing something.
It's like, I just feel like rolling this.
Baneslayer.
I like it.
Oh man.
Now he cracks it.
Now
Yeah,
he cracks
you
it.
get the
It's the
right.
mana leak out of there. Now, if you think about that there, 3 mana was just taken out of Eric's play by doing that. And, I mean, obviously Eric's happy to do it, but that actually is a really, really potent play for Gerard either way.
Yeah.
Eric does not have a land in his hand, I don't believe. And unless he draws a land, he's going to be stuck on 3 mana.
And I think I think the only I'm trying to remember what's in his hand now. I know he had the mana leak, but he just used it, so
Draws a land. There's 3 mana. Does he have something to do with that acidic slime? Precursor Golem. Pretty good.
seems pretty big.
Now, Gerard's answers to Precursor Golem: Naturalize, Oust, Slice and Twain. I don't believe
think
he
he has
probably
the
brought
Oust
in
to
the
the
Slice and
Twain,
Twain.
Or the Naturalized, probably.
I mean, I would be unsurprised if Gerard has Oust in his deck, honestly. Because Oust is so good against Lotus Cobras.
Yeah, I would think he'd bring the Oust in, but not the Naturalized.
Not the
or
Natural,
Slice
yeah.
and Twain.
So his potential outs are likely just 2 ousts. And that's it.
Wow. That was heck of an aggressive game for Eric. Just using, I mean, really.